Hello all. Yeah, so jackets. Definitely the time of year at the moment to put those springtime hiking, walking jackets onto your eBay store, or if you've got some on already, maybe it could be worth having a look at them and just seeing if there's a little bit of sprucing that you can do to try and get them sold, because it certainly is this time of year when those sales are being made. And that's justified. My little statement there is justified because there's a couple of jackets that I've put on this week that have sold very quickly. My name's James Smith and I run this channel JR74. Please like, comment, subscribe to your heart's content. And this is In, On and Gone. Oh God, I've really got to check the number of the video. I think this is 39. It's either 38 or 39. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. I talk about what's coming into my shop, hopefully over the next 7 days. Some of the inventory that I've got that I want to put on. The on, that's simple. I've got my link to my shop below. Please have a look. Okay, there's about 240 items in there at the moment. And the gone is, I will talk about stuff in two ways. Okay. I will mention all of the things that I've sold this week in 7 days, promoted at least 2%. If there's any difference in the promotion, I'll tell you about it. But this gives you an idea of what is selling quickly at the moment. This time of year being late February, early March. And also, I mentioned some other sales that I've made that I think are worth mentioning, because I don't want all of my things to be about things that I've sold in a week. But also, I want to educate. I want to get across to you guys what sells well, what sells quickly, and let you in on my reselling journey. So, as per normal, I usually start with the gone, and I think it's only right that I talk about what is in the title, the jackets that I have sold, which are predominantly hiking, sort of walking, sort of outdoory based. So first up was a really nice Berghaus AQ2 sort of like waterproof jacket. These jackets are, you know, I suppose the Berghaus go-to range. They're not really sort of like the upper range of Berghaus. They are more of like the Berghaus bread and butter jackets, but they are bleeding good jackets. And as soon as I put it on, I got a lot of views. When I picked it up for £8, but I knew that it would gather a lot of interest. Sorry, £10. £10 I paid for this one, and that's probably right on the limit of what I would pay. But it was in good condition, and I knew that my photographs would show that it's in good condition. I got it for 10 and sold it for £21.60. That gave me £14.55 back, which was a profit of £4.55. So yeah, even at getting it for a tenner, I could make a little bit on it. I mean, what's that? That's 45%. It would, certain places you could get them for like 8. But yeah, I think 10 is, on a waterproof jacket like this, 10 is the limit that I would go to. I pretty much knew that I would definitely make more than 15 on it. So yeah, it's not huge profits, 45%, but this is a good time of year to put the jackets on. I knew that it would sell quickly. It was a lovely colour in really good condition. I was happy to let that go for that price. So yeah, there we go. That's the start. Secondly, another pretty decent brand to look out for, because the stuff that they make is of good condition and good quality, and that is Karrimor. This was a nice Karrimor weather-tight jacket, and it was, the weather-tight jackets from the research that I did usually come with like an outer shell and an inner fleece. This was just the outer shell. Sourced it for £8 and sold it for £18.60. After fees and postage and everything like that, I got £12.03 back, which gave me £4.03 profit, which is roughly about 50% on the £8 that I paid for it. So yeah, again, happy. Look, I knew that they were going to sell quick. Get them on, get them gone, get the stock moving, get the money back, go and buy new stock, which is exactly what I have done. This week, I will admit, there hasn't really been much added to my store. This week has really been a sourcing week for me. And I've been able to get out and about and do quite a bit of sourcing. And then over the next few weeks, I'll be dripping in what I've sourced into my shop. And I'll be showing it to you as well over the next few weeks on these videos too. But yeah, springtime jackets. They're good because if you think about it, hobbies, okay, people like going out walking. The last 2 days have been absolutely cracking days weather-wise here in the UK. And you know, today it's sort of like it's the first day of spring. It's the 1st of March, and I saw quite a few people out today on their bikes, sort of like riding around. I mean, it's been a Saturday today, and it has been an absolutely lovely day. Went with Mrs S to Abergavenny this morning, had a nice meal there, and did a bit of sourcing there as well. We both had a good look around and a good little bit of truffling, a little bit of rummaging. But yeah, certainly you can see that the hobbyists are certainly coming out, because all the people that I saw on their bikes were all in like bike jackets, bike helmets, not quite the bike shoes, mind. They do take some doing. Having your foot clipped to a pedal, it is something that is very, very different. Very different indeed. Also, and I've mentioned this before in previous videos, dog walkers. Okay, people just want a relatively decent jacket that they can just grab, they can just shove on and just go out in. Okay, let the dog get muddy as hell, come back. So like the waterproof type jackets do sell very well, because there's so many groups of people who actually want them. So my message to you is that if you have got any sort of like waterproof jackets that are branded lying around, get them on eBay. They'll almost certainly sell at this time of year. You know, always have a look around your own home to see what you can sell. Right, next up, a nice pair of black and pink Nike Air Max Invigors. Nike Air as a brand, and certainly Air Max, they sell, and they sell very, very well. There's usually some good interest. So if you have got some in good condition, and these were in cracking condition, the air bubble on them was still solid, hadn't been broken, and the trainers still looked really, really good, and that was shown in the photographs that I took. I managed to source them for £8, sold them for £23.60. Okay, that gave me £13.69 back, £5.62 profit, so that is 72% back. These were promoted at 10% as well. I have been doing that with my trainers recently, promoting at 10% to try and shift them a little bit quicker, and it's working. The trainers are shifting a little bit more quickly because being promoted at 10%, more people are seeing them. It is a strategy that I think works, because it's my thinking that if you just promote at 2%, the amount of time it would take promoting 2 at 10%, you could probably sell 2 in the amount of time that it would take to sell 1 promoted at 2%. So 2 at 10%, say like if it's 2%, well, I'm rambling a little bit, aren't I? Right, let's give you an example. 2% takes 6 weeks, okay? And I would make a little bit more, so we'll say I'll make £5.69 on those, probably £6.69 if I promote it at 2%. However, promoting at 10%, you're probably looking at 2 being sold in 3 weeks. Okay, 1 on 3 weeks, get the money back, go out and get another pair, promote that at 10%. Okay, and so I would get 2 £5.69s back. So actually, in terms of cash being generated, I've actually generated some more, okay, by promoting at 10%. So it is worth doing, I feel. You know, please comment if you don't. I mean, there's There's a lot of interesting comment going on the site now, and this is what I want to stimulate. I want to stimulate debate, and certainly what is coming out is the two parameters of eBay. Do you sell quickly? Okay, take a relatively decent offer, come in at say 50 to 100%, which is always my target, all right, and then let them go, which is what happened here. Or do you hold out for absolute maximum price? Do you just have them there? Because that maximum price will come. It will come. I mean, what? I took these at £23.60. Okay, that's including postage. I could have sold them at 25 plus the £3.60. Okay, so that would be £28.60. So maybe I took a hit of £5 here. Do I hold out for this? At this point in time, I just haven't got the storage to hold out for this. So I'm more at this side, definitely. But as I grow the store and get bigger storage, maybe then I could begin to hold out. But that does mean that cash flow is stimulated a little bit. Okay? Stimulated? Is that the right word? No, it's not. Limited? Sometimes when doing these videos, you talk, okay? I quite enjoy talking. You talk, and then sometimes you do think to yourself, is that the right thing to say? I would say limited, okay? Limited. This next one was a lovely one. It was a Reebok Wales rugby shirt, and obviously Six Nations time, this is a great time to sell rugby stuff. £6 it cost me. I mean, the Reebok tops, you're talking, and the Brains Brewery as well. I'm thinking Gavin Ensign wearing them. 2004, 2005. I think I'm right in that, Grand Slam era when the Welsh were actually winning a few things. But recently, I think last Saturday's game was a good one. We were very unlucky there, and I think we surprised a lot of people. That's Wales, by the way. £6 I sourced this for. £23.60 I sold it for. £16.81 back, £10.81 profit, 180% markup. Nice. That was a nice find, and one that sold quickly. So yeah, I was really, really pleased with that. All in all for this, there's 6 things. All right, 6 things that sold quickly. Last week it was 10, this week it's just 6. Next up was a nice Under Armour WRU vest, like Wales vest. Now, vests, you might think, what is the point in putting them on during winter time? At this time of year, it's a summer thing. I would tend to disagree. A lot of people like to wear a vest down to the gym, and will wear vests in the gym as well. So I would say that a vest is more of an all year round product. Probably the demand is higher in the summer, but they do sell year round. This was a nice one. Sourced it for £3.50, sold it for £10.60. Got £5.30 back, £1.80 profit, 51% markup. So just into that bracket that I'm happy with. But it to be expected. I knew that this would sell quickly. It was a nice quick turnaround, and I think it was a quick turnaround because the vest was in really good condition. That's one of the main things that I look for when sourcing. I do look for the quality, and I can usually tell by looking at the label, the quality of it, because many labels are now printed on. So if that print is in good condition, and then none of it's marked off, then usually the product is in good condition as well. And that was the case with this. Okay, nice sale. And finally in this, it's a brand that I'm toying with, and that brand is Next. And the reason why I'm toying with it, especially with jeans, is that if you were buying a pair of Next jeans now, you are normally now looking at northwards of 30 quid. So, a half decent pair, or not half decent, a really decent pair that is photographed well and shown on an eBay store does have potential, because I managed to source these Next ones at £3.50. Okay, and I took an offer of £9.60 on it. Okay, that gave me £4.58 back, £1.08. Okay, 31% markup. Now you might be thinking that it's still a profit. It's still a profit, and I can list these quite quickly. Okay, it's not a difficult thing to do. I've got a template for jeans. I just lay them out flat, 3 measurements taken, type those measurements into my template, and then just take the photographs. You're probably looking at 5 minutes. So really, and again, this gets eyes onto your store. Yeah, it's not huge profits. As I said, I'm really, really glad that there is a debate about the sort of like the business models and the strategies that you use. But I could at the moment justify my strategy quite strongly, I feel, basically because of the lack of space that I've got. So those are the 6 things that I sold quickly. All in all, £39 spent on them, getting back £66.96. That's £27.96 profit, which is 71.5% markup if I added up all of those markups that I told you about and divide it by 6. So almost smack bang in the middle of my target of 50 to 100%. So yeah, for those products, and remember, they've sold within 7 days. So I have made 71% back on that investment in 7 days. But there's always stuff that takes longer than 7 days to sell, which I'm going to tell you about now, because again, I believe that really does improve your brand knowledge, and brand knowledge is really, really important when sourcing for these eBay stores. Things that have taken a bit longer to sell then. The first thing I'm going to tell you about, and I've mentioned this before, but yet again, it's come through as a good thing to sell, Scalextric. All right, this is a great example of buying a set with like the track, the cars, the fencing, the hand throttles, the power supplies and the plugs and whatever you like that. All of these are in demand. So, you know, there's some sets that you maybe pick up on Facebook Marketplace. Say somebody's letting it go for 20 quid, okay, and you can see from the photos that all the cars are there in decent condition and there's quite a bit of track. Certainly if somebody is selling a bundle, it's worth looking at. This was a hand throttle, a yellow one, and I priced this at £2 from like the whole bundle that I paid for, and I sold it at £8.60. Okay, that's £3.62 back, £1.62 profit, 81%. All right, this is stuff that I have in the background all the time. Okay, I try and have Scalextric stuff running throughout my store all the time because they are good sellers. Okay, you know, stuff like this, brand new, is still quite expensive. And why get brand new when you can get this if the thing is going to do just the same sort of job? So yeah, that's a good one. One of the things that I like about doing this is finding out about new brands. This one was a ski jacket. And you can usually tell decent ski jackets. You know, they've got a nice feel about them and they just look good. They also have like a lot of accessories within the jacket as well. Like there's usually towards the bottom, you'll see that there's like a flap with poppers on it. And that is to connect to the ski salopettes or the ski trousers. You'll also see underneath the armpits, there's zips, which you can open up for like ventilation within the jacket. So, you know, if you can find stuff like this, then usually it is a ski jacket that's been made to a pretty high spec. This was made by a company called Bonfire, and the actual design of the jacket, the print that was on the jacket was really nice as well. It was a lady's jacket, and it also had a pocket just here. So, you know, that's for like your phone or some papers or your ski pass or whatever it is. I'm not a skier myself, but I'm just making a few assumptions there that that's what that is for. But anyway, this was a nice jacket. And I got it, I sourced it, my book's down here, £8. And I got back £28.60 on it, or I took an offer, including postage, that is. That gave me back £17.70, £9.70 profit, 122%. So, you know, I think it's important for you to realise that the things that I mention over the 7-day sales, they're just really for those who want to get their shop started up, and for you guys to know what can pretty much pass through your shop quite quickly. But it's these sort of sales that also contribute one hell of a lot towards your shop as well, those that take a little bit longer than 7 days. I think that ski jacket was on for about 3 weeks. I suppose now it is the ski season now, so yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Last but not least, I'm going to give an example now of something that didn't work. Again, I want this to be educational, so I want you to see the things that do work, and I also want you to see some of the things that I've tried that didn't really come off. Even though this was pure new wool, even though this was a sort of like a golf tank top, okay? Some golfers will wear the polo shirt with a tank top over the top of them, and this was a nice one. It had hardly been worn, but the brand on it was Colin Montgomery. I would say that any golfer that has gone into manufacturing of clothing or lent their name to the manufacturer of clothing, the only really successful one has been Tiger Woods. I mean, Ian Poulter used to have his own like clothing brand that folded. It didn't work, and Colin Montgomery has done exactly the same, and the stuff just doesn't sell. Okay, I've got 2 things of his. I had this. I've also got a polo as well. It's just not shifting. It's not there. And even though this was pure new wool, I sourced it for £5. I thought I'd give it a try out. I sold it eventually at £9.60. Okay, I had it on for like £8 or £9. Somebody was interested, and I made an offer of £5, and they took it. But it's been on the store now for nearly 9 months. So yeah, I was thinking, just take it, just get the money back. So yeah, and really only 4 people had actually looked at it. So it's not golf brands where golfers have lent their name to the brand doesn't really work. You got to have Ping, you got to have Callaway, you got to have Nike or Adidas, really to get the interest. Yeah, £9.60, £4.69 back, 31 pence loss, which was minus 6%. So there you go, the winners and the losers. I'll tell you about everything, but I think it's just as important to tell you about the stuff that doesn't sell as it is the stuff that does sell, or sales at a loss as compared to sales at a profit. So there you have my gone for the week. Okay, it's Saturday evening actually. The lovely Mrs. S and I have just sat down and we've rewatched, because she wants to watch like the latest film, and we might just get that in a couple of weeks' time, Bridget Jones's Diary. Okay, so we watched the first one tonight, and we'll probably watch the second one tomorrow night. It's just, I've seen it before, okay, but it's just interesting to have a look back on films like this. And they are smoking constantly through the film. That is so noticeable now. If that film was remade now, I don't think they would have the fags in around as much as what they did in this film. It was probably the most noticeable thing. Now, I don't know if I'm being a boring old fart there, but yeah, but we enjoyed it. It was good to see. Hugh Grant does play the devilish cad quite well, doesn't he? Right, let's go to the future. Right then, in terms of what's dropping into the shop this week, I will be honest, I've had a bit of a break this week. I've done a bit of sourcing. In fact, I've sourced quite a lot this week. But I've had a bit of a break from listing and from all the other things. Sometimes you need to do that just to take stock of what's going on. And to be honest, I've had a good think about what I can do in the future. And I've also had a little bit of a sort out in this shed as well. That was one of the main things that I wanted to get done this week. I've had a week off work, so yeah, it's sort of like the control centre's had a bit of a makeover, and I will be doing a video on that. But in terms of what's dropping in, there are a couple of things I want to bring your attention to. Firstly, any trousers, and the makes of trousers that I've got are Marks and Spencer's ones, and John Lewis ones. And any trousers that have got wool in them, either a wool blend or just 100% wool, usually sell quite well. These ones, Colazione, okay, Marks and Spencer's there. All right, these ones are 100% wool, and 32.29. In terms of sizing, I'm really sorry to people with a 32 waist and below, okay, or below a 32. 32 is about what I will go down to. When you go to like 30-inch or 28-inch, especially with men's, the demand just isn't really there, so I usually don't get those ones. But anything from 32-inch and above is fair game. I'll go for those. But wool or wool blend, the wool blend ones are more popular. Also, the trousers that have got, I'm just looking for a pair. Yes, these have got. Okay, I've mentioned these before in previous videos, but the ones that have got the elastic in the waistband just there. Okay, make sure that there's a picture of that on your listing, because that really is something that is desirable, because it does give that little bit more in terms of elasticity in the waistband, shall we say. So yeah, I'm put on quite a few of those. I've just taken the pictures of them this morning and put them on this morning. I think there was 7 pairs that I've put on. Also, and as I say, we're coming up to the summer, so I would say coloured trousers. Okay, all right. And when I say coloured trousers, I'm not talking like jeans blue, beige, grey, black. They're your typical colour trousers, but any this is more like a light blue. So these have gone on, but any sort of colour trousers that are away from those trousers that I've just mentioned and are of a decent brand, such as Marks and Spencer's or Next or Reese or something along those lines, then you'll normally find that they will sell quite well. So all of those trousers I've put on at £9. These have been put on at £9 as well. I've sourced each and every one of them at under £4. So, on each and every one, there's potential for 100%, but certainly between 50 and 100, I reckon I'll achieve on that. Got a footy shirt, Besiktas, an away shirt for Besiktas from the early 2020s. I think this was 2022-23 season, but yeah, nice shirt. It's got some sort of I think that is the 120 years of existence of the football club. But yeah, as anybody who participates in football, and the people who participate in football is going up and up and up because of these goal centres, because of these outside 5-a-side centres like your 3G pitches. Football is becoming much more of a game for certain people of my age to play. Okay, even though we all played it as kids, you normally find that once you reach your 20s and 30s, you're sort of like, you're not playing it as much anymore, but that's changing massively. So this, it's a nice little shirt for somebody to wear when they go out to play football with their mates. It is a medium. Okay, you can see it there. And I mean, look at the label. All right, that label has been really nicely printed. There's no wear on that label at all. The shirt itself is in really good condition. Paid £6 for it. This has got 100% on it. Okay, probably put it on for about 20. We'll see how it does. Got some nice Simon Carter shirts as well. There you go. There's one of them. Okay, a little bit different. Nice shirt to wear out for a meal or something like that. Decent brand. This is a medium. I've got that one and I've got this one as well. Don't worry, before I take any photographs, I will give them an iron. But I think I picked those up for £5 each, but really 10 to 12 I would put those on for. So we'll see how we do with those. Also, and is this... This is a Lacoste, okay, a Lacoste jumper, okay, sort of like bottle green, and the croc is bottle green as well. This is also a merino wool, but, and I say but, I'm just checking if it is merino wool. Wool mark, yes, okay. Oh no, pure new wool, okay, so just normal wool. This is a size 2, which here is an extra small. So I'm going to put it on, and it's going to be interesting to see, okay, how quickly this sells, or whether it sells at all. You know, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm not like saying, yeah, it'll sell, of course it'll sell. It might not. Now, also, I've got here another football shirt, okay, Germany, Deutschland. I think this is from like the 2010s. Nothing on the back, but hang on. I can tell by looking at this, can't I? Yeah, 2004. 2004 this shirt is from. So, you know, nice Climacool Adidas Germany shirt there. That is an XL. So again, I think this was about £6, so I'm going to put this on for about 20 and see how it does. So that's got a bit of potential on it as well. All right, so a few things coming in this week. What else we got? We got some more things as well. There's a diesel jumper. All right, diesel jumper. What does that say? Diesel speed freak. Diesel speed freak. There. All right, on the jumper there, nice mint green. Okay, I'll put that on as a ladies jumper. I think that cost me about a £5. So, you know, it's fleece lined. It's quite a nice one actually. It's got a bit of a fleece inside on a cool summer's spring evening. That'll be lovely to wear. So yeah, I'll put that on for between 10 and 12 as well. So that's got maybe 100% on it too. So yeah, just a few things to put in this week. Really, this week I'm going to be mostly spending processing the stuff that I got last week, and I've also got myself a pressure washer. Got myself a Karcher pressure washer. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why have you got something like that for? They are absolutely awesome for cleaning up trainers. Okay, you spray them over the bottom of the trainer, and they just get everything out and get everything clean. So we will see how well it does. I mean, I need it anyway for the patio, but yeah, we used to borrow my father-in-law's, but that's given up the ghost. So I've gone and treated myself to a new one. We'll see how that does. I'll let you know about the results of that. Okay, right, that's me done. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. So we're nearly at 40 for in, on and gone. All right, it's been, so far, a pleasure, and I hope the next 40 are going to be a pleasure as well. But for the time being, this is Smithy out. All right, I will show you the shed in its, you can see there, can you see there, okay, those boxes, they're a little bit sorted, aren't they? They're in a bit of a better state. And there's some, just here, if I go there, that's it, that card there, just sheets of card, just stacked neatly in the back. Oh, that's a bit of a tantalizing look at what I'm going to show you in my next video. All right, okay, see you soon. Bye-bye.